So, from Mark Nixon posted this, Pierre Poilievre warned us Mark Carney is Justin Trudeau 2.0. But now we know he's far worse. Well, I'm going to tell you what I think again, which is that it was Carney all along. It was Carney with a Justin Trudeau mask on. Justin Trudeau knows nothing about the world. He barely has two brain cells to rub together. All right. We know that it was, in fact, it was a move that was lauded in the papers in 2020 across Canada, that Mark Carney was coming on as Justin Trudeau's advisor. I think personally he'd been advising him all along. These people were thick as thieves all along. I think that the reason why, as it turns out now, that Mark Carney's policies, his platform, his economic platform, is Justin Trudeau's economic platform. It's not been changed. There's maybe been a couple of tweaks to it, is that it was never Justin Trudeau's platform in the first place. It was always Mark Carney's. Mark Carney has been the man behind the curtain the entire time. He didn't need to change the platform from Trudeau's because it was never Trudeau's. It was always his in the first place. So you can say he's Justin Trudeau 2.0. You can say that Justin Trudeau was just him. Justin Trudeau was his beard.
And, you know, I've been saying that Mr. Carney is the same as Justin Trudeau. Yesterday, we learned that Mark Carney is far more costly than Justin Trudeau. Mr. Carney released a platform with 120, sorry, I understated it. Mr. Carney released a platform with $130 billion more spending than Justin Trudeau had already planned to introduce. So think this through. Justin Trudeau had planned massive deficits over the next 4 years. Mark Carney has introduced even bigger ones. Combining Trudeau's planned deficits with Carney's new promises, a fourth Liberal government would bring in $250 billion of additional debt. That's inflationary debt that will drive up the cost of food, housing, and everything else you buy. We cannot afford a fourth Liberal term. We need a change in Canada. Change so that you can afford food, homes, and you can live on a safe street.
Well, I'm sold. Good thing that I already voted Conservative. Everybody has to get out and vote. This is an election that is going to already, you must understand, generational damage has already been done to the country during the Trudeau years, right? It's a different country now than it was 10 years ago. There's no question. For young people, it's a very different country than it was 10 years ago. Their dreams have just disappeared, right? Got off into the equity ozone, empathy, that their futures have been spent on equity so that people can feel virtuous online. So considering that we already have generational damage in this country, generational damage, all right, another 4 years or 10, whatever. I mean, my feeling is that if Carney gets in, he's going to just completely change the laws in this country. He's going to change the election laws. He's going to try and hammer this down. These people are authoritarians. They don't really like democracy. They like their democracy. And by their democracy, it means when they're running things. Just economically, I mean, we could easily find ourselves no longer. I mean, I think there's already some question as to whether or not we're a first world country. Are we even still really a first world country? When young people have no chance of just getting themselves like a nice little house somewhere, even if they have to drive 3 hours to work every day, and even that's out of reach. Are you even still in the first world at that point? But history happens slow, and then very fast, and we're finding that out. And we can't afford to make the mistake again because it could just simply be too late. All right, let's hear this one. So here is, I think this is more or less the same thing. This is from Mark Nixon, but this is a different venue. Let's hear this.
Was about Mr. Carney's $130 billion in new spending promises. To be clear, these promises are above and beyond all of the spending Justin Trudeau had already budgeted for. If you add Justin Trudeau's promised deficits with the new spending from Mark Carney, a fourth Liberal term will add $250 billion of new inflationary debt that will drive up food costs, housing costs, and taxes. You cannot afford a fourth Liberal term. We need a change.
Yeah, it really does come down to me. We already have generational damage that, frankly, it won't be solved in 4 years. But you have to start now. If we go any further with this lunacy, and in fact, even ratchet it up as globalist, as self proclaimed elitist globalist, Mark Carney is telling us outright that he's going to do. I mean, that could just be the end of Canada as a first world country. It is history is full. It's full of stories of people waking up, of history going slow, 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 and then very fast, and people waking up, and the world is just a different place, and there's not a goddamn thing they can do about it. Unfortunately, a lot of Canadians, fell asleep over the last 10 years, and many are still sleeping. And they're sleepwalking like zombies towards poverty. I mean, when you even got Bloomberg, that Carney has been deeply tied to over the years, saying that his plan is not a good plan and is going to hurt Canada, that should be of concern, right? Shouldn't that be of concern? Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.